Hi, I'm Paige from PaigeeWorld, and in today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how to color a character. So the next thing I'm going to color is I'm going to color the dress, and I'm going to do the blouse last. So this is a weird dress skirt sleeve thing. So my base color is going to be R56, which is I think I would say it is a cool red color. I think it's got a little bit of more of a bluey purple undertone under it, so I really like it. I think it looks really nice. So there's going to be a lot of streaks because it's a really big area in which I have to color, but as long as you just keep layering it with ink, it'll do. It'll work. So, this is a lace detail that I've kind of scribbled in, and I'm going to go over that with a different marker, but not now. So I'm just going to color over it for now, just because it's meant to be lace. So buttons, I'm going to make them, I think I'm going to make them black, so when I color the buttons, it's okay if I go over them, because they're going to be a darker color. If you wanted your buttons to be a lighter color, you're going to want to make sure that you are really careful when you're coloring around them, because if you get the darker color on them, you won't be able to get them lighter without paint. So I'm just coloring in big strokes. So usually when you're coloring, you don't want to go right to the edge of the paper because you're going to ruin other sheets of paper. But oh well. So I'm just coloring. There's lots of streaks in this. I can't help it because it's a huge amount of space. But when you're coloring, the best thing to do is if you actually leave a little bit of border around the edges. And what I sometimes do for my art projects in school, because you're required to have a border, is I just get a little bit of just Scotch tape, and I just put it around the edges, and then I just peel it off afterwards. That way you get a perfect edge, and you don't ruin the sheets of paper underneath. So if you're doing like a full-on drawing, with background and everything, you're going to want to have a border because it's much nicer to color. And I got a little bit of red in that bow, but I'm coloring that darker color as well, so that's okay. Oopsies. Well. Okay. So that's my base. As you can see, it's really streaky on the bottom. That's okay. I'm going to color the base color for the bow next, which is this eggplant purple. Thought it looked cute. It's a really nice purple. Okay. Okay. So I just got the bases done. Now I'm going to use R89 for the shading portion of the dress. So, because this is a different texture, I'm doing like little stripes there, and then I'm going to shade into the sleeve. So, that's a seam, Now the lighting is coming down, so make sure that I shade that side the most. And then once I shade one section, I always go in immediately after with the base color. So I never do the shading in full in such a big area. I always want to be able to blend in all the colors. So, and then I just go over. So basically, one section at a time. Okay. And I'm going to go like that. I'm going to kind of avoid coloring the buttons because or no, I'm coloring them black, so that's fine. I'm just going to go over it. Now I'm just going to color this sleeve completely in the darker red, just because it's in the back, so you don't really see it first place. So there we go. Then I'm just going to go down, start coloring the skirt part. Anyways, so I just did the ruffly part of the skirt because it flares out. So whenever you have something ruffly, you just want to have like streaky lines or something. Now I just need to shade this area. That's supposed to be like a gathered part of the dress. So it's all bunched up there. And then I'm just shading in the fabric folds. I just shaded that. I'm not going to worry too much about the bottom because I'm going to probably crop it anyways. So I'm just going to put, oh, no, I haven't finished shading both. So this is Argyle Purple. It's a much different color than the eggplant, but that was the point. Kind of wanted it to look like this material called taffeta. Just shading that in. There we go. Now the bow's colored. Now I'm just going to put these markers away and then I'm going to start. So the shirt is going to be an extremely pale purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with T0, which is I find it to be the most neutral looking gray. It's not too blue, it's not too warm. There is neutral gray markers, but I find personally they look a little bit too blue. So for me, toner gray is the most neutral color. But everyone has a different definition of what the neutral gray is. So I'm just shading in very lightly with this color. And I'll do all the lace detailing in after, because I still have to do the buttons and the lace on the dress. So I haven't forgotten about that. So that's T0 that I just used. And I'm just going to use a little bit of T2 just to add a little tiny bit more depth. Just kind of striping it down. Okay, just a little bit of T0 again, so that's very, very gray there, but oh well, that's fine. Okay, then I'm going to use my super, super light purple, which is B60, pale blue-gray. And I'm just going to kind of color in pretty much the entire thing, but I'm going to shade it in. It's not going to be in every point, because I just want the shirt to be slightly purple. So I'm going to mainly use it where there is gray and on the collar. It's just a subtle purple, and that's what I want. So you can totally tell it's purple, but it's not so crazy that you like super see it. Then I'm going to use V20 Wisteria, and this is just slightly darker, still a very pale purple. Is it mainly in the collar? And voila, so that's the shirt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the lace detailing and the buttons. So I'm going to grab my manga marker, size 8 again. Here, let me just do that lace detail. So buttons, I'm just going to circle them in black. I try avoiding using the Copic black marker just because it's so big. So I'm going to use that. I'm just going to finish the kind of seams on the buttons because I want people to notice that there are buttonholes. So now I'm just going over the fine lining a little bit with white so you can totally see that. Just going to dab it off. Now I'm going to add a little bit of shine to each button. And I dab it each time so then it's not super, super white. And then what I really want noticeable is the thread in the buttons. So I'm going to do 4 holes, so 4 white dots in each one. So there's 4 dots in each one. And I'm just, while those dry, I'm going to do the lace detailing on this side. So I'm going to do small scallops. And then I'm going to do big oval holes in the lace, like that. And then around the top, I'm going to go like that. More little scallops. And then I'm going to do a couple little lines. Dots. And then you get a really cool lace detail. And I'm just going to do small lace all the way around the top. You can make it more or less detailed. I'm going to add a little bit of lines to it so it has more detail. I really like lace. And then I'm going to do just a line around the top edge, like that. And I'm not going to have any lace on this side, and then I'm going to continue the same lace pattern on this part. More scallops. And voila. So that's the lace there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the thread in the buttons. So I'm going to do crisscrosses. Just little crisscrosses. So now I have the button details, and then I'm just going to do similar lace detailing around here. I'm just doing simple scallops from the collar. There we go. So those are all my lace detailings, and just looking over, see if I want to add anything. I'm just going to add a tiny baby bit of lace around here where the kind of sleeves change. I'm just doing little dots there. I'm just going to put it on the bottom and all the way along each little line. And then I just do the same on this side. There we go. So that's all the lace detailing that I'm going to do, and that's the finished product of the drawing. Thank you for watching my tutorial on how to color a character. Please subscribe to my channel for the latest videos. Thanks. Please download my app on the App Store, PaigeeWorld.